Hi, I'm Madhu Vasudevan from the AWS By Doing team. Welcome to this educational video series, AWS By Doing, wherein you can learn AWS cloud computing by following along with an AWS certified solutions architect. We acknowledge and thank the official AWS documentation material which we have used to produce this educational video. Although we will try to keep all resources consumed eligible for the free tier, ensuring that you are not charged or minimizing your charges is your responsibility. To minimize charges, remember to delete all created chargeable resources after each session. This time, we will walk you through a hands-on lab on using the AWS OpsWorks Stacks console to create a Linux stack, add a layer to the stack, specify the app to deploy to the instance, launch an instance, test the deployed app on the instance, and delete all created resources. The estimated cost for doing this hands-on is no charge, as OpsWorks Stacks and creating a T2.micro EC2 instance is free tier eligible. The prerequisite AWS skill level required is beginner with general understanding of AWS OpsWorks Stacks concepts. To set up a free tier eligible AWS account and a user with sufficient permissions, please check out our video on Create Admin User. To begin, fire up a browser, preferably Google Chrome, and head to aws.amazon.com. Sign in to the AWS Amazon Management Console as a user with administrator credentials. To create the stack using your IAM user, sign in to the AWS OpsWorks Stacks console. Click on Go to OpsWorks Stacks. If the Welcome to AWS OpsWorks Stacks page is displayed, choose Add Stack or add your first stack. If the OpsWorks dashboard page is displayed, choose Add Stack. With the Add Stack page displayed, choose Chef 12 Stack. In the stack name box, type a name for example, My Linux Demo Stack. For region, choose US West Oregon. For VPC, if a VPC is available, choose it. Otherwise, choose no VPC. For default operating system, choose Linux and Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. For use custom chef cookbooks, choose Yes. For repository type, choose HTTP archive. For repository URL, type this URL. Leave the default for the rest of the options. Choose Advanced. For IAM role, if AWS-OpsWorks-service-role is available, choose it. Else, just create a new IAM role. Same way, for default IAM instance profile, if AWS-OpsWorks-EC2-role is available, choose it. Else, create new IAM instance profile. For API endpoint region, choose the regional API endpoint with which you want the stack to be associated. I'll just leave it at default. Leave the defaults for the following, for like defaults root device type, EBS backed, host name, layer dependent, OpsWorks agent version, most recent version, custom JSON, just leave it blank, and use OpsWorks security groups, yes. Choose add stack. AWS OpsWorks Stacks creates the stack and deploys and displays the My Linux demo stack page. You now have a stack with the correct settings for this walkthrough. In the next step, we will add a layer to the stack. With the My Linux demo stack page displayed from the previous step, for layers, choose Add a Layer. The Add Layer page is displayed. On the OpsWorks tab, for name, type My Linux Demo Layer. For short name, type Demo. Choose Add Layer. AWS OpsWorks Stacks creates the layer and displays the layers page. On the layers page, for My Linux Demo Layer, choose Network. On the Network tab, under Automatically Assign IP Addresses, verify that public IP address is set to yes. If you have made any changes, choose Save. On the Layers page, choose Security. The layer My Linux Demo Layer page is displayed with the Security tab open. Click on Edit. For security groups, choose AWS-OpsWorks-Web App. And then choose Save. The AWS OpsWorks Web App security group is added to the layer. This security group enables users to connect to the app on the instance later in this walkthrough. Without this security group, users will receive a message in their web browser that they cannot connect to the instance. You now have a layer with the correct settings for this walkthrough. In the next step, you will specify the app to deploy to the instance. To specify the app to deploy, in the service navigation pane, choose Apps. The Apps page is displayed. Choose Add an App. The Add App page is displayed. For settings, for name, type My Linux Demo App. For application source, for repository URL, type this URL. Leave the default settings for everything else. choose Add App. AWS OpsWorks Stacks adds the app and displays the apps page. You now have an app with the correct settings for this walkthrough. In the next step, you will launch the instance. In the service navigation pane, choose Instances. The Instances page is displayed. For My Linux demo layer, choose Add an Instance. On the New tab, leave the defaults for hostname and subnet IP address. For size, edit the size until you get a free tier eligible T2 micro size. Choose Advanced. Leave the defaults for all these settings of scaling type, SSH key, operating system, Ubuntu 18.04 is fine, OpsWorks agent version, tenancy, root device type, volume size, just leave the defaults. Choose Add Instance. AWS OpsWorks Stacks adds the instance to the layer and displays the Instances page. For My Linux demo layer, for demo 1, for actions, choose Start. Over the course of several minutes, the following occurs. The setting up circle changes from 0 to 1. Status turns from stopped to requested, then to pending, to booting, to running setup, and then finally to online. This process can take several minutes. It's in booting status now. Now the status shows running underscore setup. This takes a long time depending on the power of the instance. So a T2.micro might take a few minutes more. Finally, the status shows online. After status changes to online, the setting up circle indicator changes from 1 to 0. And the online circle changes from 0 to 1 and changes to bright green too. Do not proceed until the online circle changes to bright green and shows one instance online. You now have an instance that is ready for the app to be deployed to it. To specify the recipe to use to deploy the app to the instance, in the service navigation pane, choose Layers. The Layers page is displayed, and for My Linux demo layer, choose Recipes. The layer My Linux demo layer page is displayed with the Recipes tab open. For custom chef recipes, for deploy, type node.js _ demo : default. And then press enter. Node.js _ demo is the name of the cookbook, and default is the name of the target recipe within the cookbook. Choose Save. AWS OpsWorks Stacks adds the recipe to the layer's deploy lifecycle event. To deploy the app to the instance, in the service navigation page, in the service navigation pane, choose Apps. The Apps page displays. For My Linux Demo app, for Actions, choose Deploy. Choose Advanced. Leave the defaults for the following. Leave the defaults for Command, Deploy, Comment, Settings, Advanced, Custom Chef, JSON, Instances, etc. etc. Choose Deploy. The deployment My Linux Demo app deploy page is displayed. Status changes from running to successful eventually. A spinning circle displays next to Demo 1, which then changes to a green check mark eventually. This process can take several minutes. Do not proceed until you see both a status of successful and the green check mark icon. If status is failed, then to troubleshoot, for log, choose Show to get the details about the failure. You have now successfully deployed the app to the instance. In the next step, you will test the deployed app on the instance. To test the deployment on the instance, in the Service Navigation pane, choose Instances. The Instances page is displayed. For My Linux Demo layer, for Demo 1, for Public IP, choose the IP address. A new web browser tab displays the app. On the congratulatory web page, in the Leave a Comment text box, type a comment and then choose Send. The app adds your comment to the web page. You can leave as many comments as you want. If you have a Twitter account, choose Tweet or Follow at OpsWorks and follow the on-screen directions to tweet about the app or to follow at AWS OpsWorks. You have now successfully tested the deployed app on the instance. Congratulations. Now that we are done with our demonstration, let's do the cleanup. To delete the app from the stack, return to the AWS OpsWorks Stacks console. In the Service Navigation pane, choose Apps. The Apps page is displayed. For My Linux Demo app, for Actions, choose Delete. When the confirmation message is displayed, choose Delete. AWS OpsWorks Stacks deletes the app. To delete the instance for the stack, in the Service Navigation pane, choose Instances. The Instances page is displayed. For My Linux Demo layer, for Demo 1, for Actions, choose Stop. When you see the confirmation message, choose Stop. Status changes from online to stopping and eventually to stopped. Online changes from 1 to 0. Shutting down changes from 0 to 1. This process can take a few minutes. When OpsWorks Stacks is finished and the status of the instance shows stopped, for Actions, choose Delete. When you see the confirmation message, choose Delete. AWS OpsWorks Stacks deletes the instance and displays the No Instances message. And finally, to delete the stack, in the Service Navigation pane, choose Stack. The My Linux Demo Stack page is displayed. Choose Delete Stack. When you see the confirmation message, choose Delete. AWS OpsWorks Stacks deletes the stack and displays the OpsWorks dashboard page. And we are done. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up to this video to encourage us. Share this video with your friends and colleagues. Also, subscribe to this channel AWS By Doing, and we will update you regularly with our latest and greatest offerings. Write in a comment of what you liked and how we can improve. Happy cloud computing, and we will see you again in the next episode from the AWS By Doing team.